Greetings, it is I, your internet pal Shred Durst, and today we are going to be updating a lesson that I have been meaning to update for a long time. This was the first installment of the Shred Lexicon series, and that was last year when I started doing this. Since it's the first one, I didn't really know what direction I wanted to take everything, so I'm really kind of excited to make it more streamlined and easier to absorb, update the resource material so learning this will be much faster and more interactive, and I'm going to modify the entire etude altogether. There was a small shape, then a flourish, and then some kind of harder version of that. That was an okay idea, but I have a much better idea. I think that this lesson really needed to be a small shape, a big shape, and then a combination of the two shapes. That way you could learn each one of them and then combine them together. So let's go over a little bit of music theory first, for those of you who want to know how to locate this and use it after you learn this. For those of you who just want to learn this etude and play it, skip over this part. I will not bore you any longer with any more blah 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 notes, scale degrees and such like that. So first of all, to locate this and use it, you need to find the root note of the chord. We are playing a chord. We are playing the first, third, and fifth notes of a triad. A chord at minimum is 3 notes. That's the first, third, and fifth note of a given scale. The first note is the root. The third note is the color, or the determining factor in this case, of what it will feel like. And the fifth is kind of just a support note, okay? And it stays the same for the major and minor in this case. And we're gonna go with the caged theory definition of these, which is, we're gonna call this a D shape and C shape. Why do we call it that? Well, we're gonna go back to our grandpa chords over here. We all know this one, this is a D. And this one is a C. Okay? If you noticed already right off the bat, that is what we're doing down here, okay? This is a C shape, but we're playing an F sharp major. See, it looks like the grandpa C. This is a C shape, even though we're not playing a C chord. Okay, so from here on out, we're calling that a C shape. This is a F sharp major, but we're doing it in the D shape. So from here on out, we're going to call that the D shape. So we have the C shape and we have the D shape. We're going to combine those two things together to make a combination of the two things. Let's break this down even further so you know where to find this when you hear a chord progression or you're making your own guitar solo. The little shape, or the C shape, is actually an inversion of a D chord. In a root chord, it goes 1, 3, 5. The first note first, or the root first, on the bottom as the lowest note. The third as the second note, and the fifth as the third note. That is considered a root position. A first inversion puts the third note as the bottom, the lowest octave, the fifth as the second, and the first as the highest. The second inversion is the fifth first, then the first note, and then the third. So the root version of the chord on the tiny strings is right here. You see, we have D, we have F sharp, and we have A. So those are the first, third, and fifth notes of the D major scale, okay? 1, 3, 5. 1 is the lowest, third is the middle, 5 is the highest. That is a root. This is the second inversion. Your grandpa D chord is the second inversion of a D chord. That's why when you go to place this thing, you might go, what? I don't understand why that's an F sharp. So if we heard an F sharp minor being played, or that F sharp minor was in the series of chords in our chord progression, and we wanted to hit that, which note is the F sharp? You got it. There she is. So we have C sharp, A, F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A, C. Okay? That is the note that we're looking for to locate this. If someone was playing an A minor, we would know that we needed to use an E, a C, and an A. An A minor being an ACE. Works that way for everything. So that's how you locate that little guy. The 5-string version of this is much easier to locate. Okay, if we were trying to play an F sharp minor, our pinky, or the first note, is where we locate that from. Okay, and it is the first, third, and fifth. This is a root position chord. It starts right there. And then we do this other one. So we're actually doing 2 octaves of the same chord in this pattern. So we're going F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp. Okay? It works that way for each one of these. Now let's move on to the pick hand. We'll go over a couple of technique tips and how you should hold your pick to make this sound the best and give you the best chance at a nice, clean sounding, even sweep. So before we go over these patterns, I want to recommend a couple of things. First, so if you're going down, I think that it should be tilted towards you. And if you're going up, I think it should be pointed towards the ground. So in a small movement like this, I think that you should keep it tilted up. I don't think that it affects the speed or the sound, and it's much too short of a movement to try to paint back and forth on that. But the bigger the sweep is, the more I think it matters. For our small shape, whether it's the major or it's the minor, they're the same. It is up, pull off, up, down, 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 up. So okay. The big shape or the C shape is up, pull off, up, 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 down, slide. Down, 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 up. All right? Now, when you are doing both shapes together, you're going to go up, pull off, up, down, 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 up, pull off, up, 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 down, slide, down, 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 up. All right, now we're going to do it together. So you get your fret hand, you got your pick hand, you got your guitar profiles, you got your tabs, you have a backing track to practice to, and you can rewind any part of this as much as you want and even slow it down with YouTube. So now you ain't got no excuses. I want to thank every single one of you for supporting me because these videos take forever to make. If you want to help me out even further, go to my Sweetwater affiliate page, and if you're trying to get a guitar like this sweet LTD H3 1000 quilted maple. They're all up on my landing page if you click on my Sweetwater affiliate link in the comments. I want to thank Stringjoy for supplying me with the best strings in the game. I want to thank Lunar Black for supplying me with the best picks I have ever used. They are super, super comfy. It's got one of the nicest and most comfortable grips I have ever felt. It's got the nice little collars on the side, a very, very nice and well thought out bevel. It comes in this full phase size or a smaller jazz size, and they are ultra durable. I have never used a pick that lasted as long as a Lunar Black. So as long as you don't lose all of them in your sister's Hello Kitty guitar, they're worth every penny you pay for them. All right, go grab up your resources and get to work. See you later.